foster parents starved me thinking I was a helpless foster kid, not knowing I was undercover CPS. I've always looked young for my age. At 18, I could pass for 12 without even trying. So when there was a foster home that we needed to investigate, with 2 unexplained deaths in 3 years, I was ready to go undercover. I'd pretend I was another child they were taking in, wear a hidden recording device, and a team would be monitoring everything from a van down the street. If things went bad, they'd come into the house and protect me. I showed up at the foster home's front door with a backpack and a fake case file, playing the part of a traumatized kid perfectly. The foster mother opened the door, looked me up and down, and let out this long sigh. "Another mouth to feed," she said. She led me down to the basement. She exclaimed, "This is your room. You're welcome." I gulped. There was a bare mattress on the concrete floor. I could hear the TV playing upstairs where their biological son had an entire bedroom to himself, and I realized exactly what type of family this was. But I reminded myself why I was here. I just had to endure it long enough to get what we needed. I had no idea how bad things were about to get. The next morning, I tried to get food from the kitchen, but the foster mom stopped me. "The kitchen is off limits," she said, examining her long nails. "If you want to eat, you have to ask permission, and the answer won't always be yes. We know how spoiled kids like you are these days, but no foster child of mine will be fat." I didn't even bother asking for breakfast. But that night, after fasting for 24 hours, my stomach was cramping and I was getting extremely hangry. I went to the foster mother and asked, "Please, could I have some dinner?" She looked at me like I was lying to her face and said, "You already ate." I hadn't. She knew I hadn't. My heart dropped. Not for myself, but for all the children that were placed into this house looking for a home and receiving the opposite. The foster father was quieter, but somehow more terrifying. One night, he came down to the basement, stood over me, and said something I'll never forget. "Nobody's coming back for you. Your real family gave up. We're all you've got, and you can't even be grateful." His voice was calm, matter of fact, like he was telling me the weather. I thought about all the real kids who had heard that same speech and believed it, but none of that was even the most heartbreaking part, because there were 2 other foster kids in that house, a boy around 7 and a girl maybe 5. The boy wet the bed one night out of pure fear, and I watched the foster father get inches from his face and scream at him until the kid was shaking so hard I thought he might pass out. I had to dig my nails into my palms to stop myself from blowing my cover right there. Every instinct told me to intervene, but I knew I had to wait until I had more evidence. Otherwise, these people would walk free, so I stayed quiet. That same night, the little girl crawled over to my mattress in the dark. She leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Don't make them angry. It gets worse." Then she crawled back to her corner without another word. By day 5, I was weak. I hadn't eaten a real meal since I arrived. I waited until the middle of the night and crept upstairs to find something, even just a cracker. But suddenly, the kitchen light flicked on. The foster mother was standing there in her robe, staring at me like I was a rat she'd caught in a trap. "You thief! You're a liar!" She was screaming so loud I'm surprised the glass didn't break. Then she said the words I'd been waiting for. "Keep this up and I'll call CPS myself. I'll have you sent somewhere you'll really learn your lesson. I've done it before." I smiled. That was enough. I looked her dead in the eyes. "Actually," I said calmly, "let me save you the call." I walked to the front door and opened it. Police officers and my entire CPS team were already standing on the porch. They'd heard everything. Every cruel word. Every act of abuse. It was all recorded. I turned back to the foster parents. Their faces went white with shock. Complete disbelief. I pulled out my credentials and held them up. "I'm Investigator Daniels. This home is being shut down effective immediately." The foster mother's mouth opened, but nothing came out. The foster father looked like he was going to be sick. As they passed by me and got escorted to the police car, I said just 5 words: "Don't get fat in prison."